G'day everybody, welcome back to Dune Awakening. Hope you guys are doing well. Blue here. In the previous episode, we finally completed our advanced Bene Gesserit training questline. And yeah, as a result, we've got access to learning various new Bene Gesserit skills, right? So that is probably the first order of things in this episode, so let's get stuck into it immediately. And let's just spend a whole bunch of points, because I've been accruing heaps of points, and I think perhaps maybe 50 points is maybe the cap. I'm not entirely sure, but we're basically just sitting on a pot of gold there and not really doing anything with it. Obviously, the techniques that we have to activate might actually be something that we sort of consider, but maybe not worry about too much. I'm more interested in all these passive abilities. So let's just take a look at one skill tree at a time. So the weirding way to begin with. Short blade damage. Yeah, okay, so daggers and slip tips, you know precisely where to place these blades for maximum damage. I don't know about short blade. I think maybe this is better, blade damage. So let's learn that. Whoops, sorry. Let's go back and yeah, let's learn that. And can I even go to the next level already? I think I can. So there we go, we're at level 3 for blades. So that should help us while we're out there fighting various enemies, especially the tougher ones. Let's see. So voice training, your rigorous training with the voice allows you to reduce the time between uses. We're not exactly using the voice at the moment though, right? So maybe this is something that we don't really need to worry about too much. Vitality. Increase your overall health. I think so. I mean, there is no reason why we shouldn't take this. And the next level as well. Trauma recovery. And I'm just trying to remember if I'm using trauma recovery. I am, actually. So, improving the rate at which healing occurs. Yes, please, let's take that. So, max that out. You're able to heal your body more effectively after suffering catastrophic injury. Yep. Let's take it. Sun tolerance. You know, the sun hasn't exactly been a problem for us, so I probably don't really need this. I could probably spend my skill points elsewhere a little bit more effectively. Self-healing. Strongly in touch with your own nervous and immune systems. Able to boost any healing that you perform on yourself. I like the sound of it. Maybe that would reduce the amount of times we would need to create healing items constantly. And this is against toxins and perhaps maybe burning as well. But yeah, let's pause here for a second on the Bene Gesserit skill points and skill tree and take a look at whether or not we haven't gotten some other things that might be more beneficial from some of the other skill trees. It looks like we've put in almost quite a few points in some of the passives for the Trooper skill tree. Mentat, we do need to just come back to. Planetologist. So I think we're at the advanced level with the Planetologist skill tree. Or no, okay. We need to find the advanced trainer for Planetologist. I have no real clue where to find the Planetologist, whereas the Mentat, I have an idea. I think if we go back to Arakeen, they might be there, considering the Bene Gesserit trainer was in Harko Village, and the Trooper trainer was there as well. I'm thinking maybe the Mentat one was in Arakeen. We may have met them before as well, so I'm just going to see if we can look around Arakeen to see if we can find the trainer somewhere. So we can't do the final level for the Swordmaster still, which is strange. I don't understand why we can go all the way with the Bene Gesserit one. So... But we can't unlock the last skill. So I'm not sure what's going on that front, to be honest. We may as well go into self-healing in that case. And I may as well take Poison Tolerance, just to use up our skills. And we can always respec later on anyway, right? One thing that I don't understand about respecking, though, is whether or not I need to re-earn all of the skill points, or if I just simply get all of those skill points back. But, yeah, we're down to 8, so... And that's good because, you know, I feel like we've been sitting on it for a very, very long time. This requires a connecting module, apparently. Compel. So voice training... Rigorous training with the voice allows you to reduce the time between uses. Yeah, okay. Actually, I probably didn't need that, but that's okay. If we ever go down this pathway. I wonder if you'll have enough skills to simply learn absolutely everything. But if there's a respecking component to this game, then perhaps maybe no. Maybe you need to be a little bit strategic with all of the skills that you decide to use. Alright, I think we're looking pretty good from a skills perspective. Let's prepare for the next activity, and that is to finally visit the last trial location. We do also need to survey the Udom, so I may as well get that done as well, because we can probably do it on the way, to be honest. So let's just make one of these. I just need to make sure that I've got the right tool for the job, though. The probe launcher. So let's grab that. And yeah, let's see if we can get the final trial done. I do need a little bit of water, actually, because I don't actually have any water in the Liturgon at the moment. So let me quickly gather up a tiny bit of water just to keep us going. There should be a few more primrose fields nearby, and I've gotten to know the area quite well here, and I know exactly where to go to find the primrose fields. And specifically, that's because I rely on them quite a bit for production. Everything that we produce seems to need a little bit of water, so I tend to run out of water very, very often. Now, speaking of production, I don't actually have a lot more stuff made to enable us to get, you know, a Regis level gear for the moment. So we're only just playing around with the best split dart around, but that's about it. So still working on gearing up. I'll try not to focus on that too much in this episode. We could perhaps maybe spend a little bit of time going out to the deep desert and just seeing if we can go out there finding some more plasteel. I wished there was a way for us to just simply make our own plasteel, to be honest, but I don't really know if that's a thing that can be done. Alright, so I think this is, yeah, we're just crossing into the Udom now. Okay, the textures are looking really rough right now. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with the game. Whoa. Yeah, super buggy. I do need to be up high though, right? So... maybe let's land here instead, and I'll do the scan. Yeah, the textures have popped in now. But yeah, I didn't want to risk that because it looked like I could potentially fall through the terrain. And I've seen that happen to other players before, where they've fallen through terrain and yeah, it becomes really difficult trying to get back to your ornithopter or, you know, whatever vehicle that you've used. Well, most likely an ornithopter, obviously. Just need to wait a little bit here and we'll complete this quest. And I think there's probably still more stages to this quest that we might need to complete. Or that could have been the long one, the last one. Yeah, okay, cool. So, let's take a look at our list of to-dos, and let's make sure that we find the one for the final trial. Here, Footsteps of the Fremen. Let's track, and as far as I know, it should be right here, because I don't think we've ever been through this cave. So where to actually find the cave, I'm not 100% sure. If the entrance is perhaps maybe on this side, or perhaps maybe on the other side. But we'll go to that area and we'll look around for it. And hopefully it doesn't take us too long to actually get inside. Okay, so there's a little camp over here. I don't suppose there'll be an entrance down there. It says that it's below us in this area somewhere. I mean, I can just quickly check this camp just in case there's something. Gives me a good excuse to play around with the split tap. There we go. Okay, no cave entrance here, but it's a bit of Solari, which I will take. I don't exactly see any landscape or any landscape features that would suggest an opening to some kind of a cave. But perhaps maybe from down this way we might find something. Okay, yep, right here. Someone's here as well. I'm probably gonna do the right thing and just store my ornithopter. They've probably got a whole bunch of stuff in theirs. We'll shield up just in case. Ooh. Very cool. I wonder if this is actually observable from up top. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if that would be the case or not, but gonna say no to a little bit of extra water. Okay, here we go. The final trial. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what they have to teach us at this point, or perhaps maybe it's just going to be like a final test where you need to use all of your skills. The Siege. Are these enemies? Yes, they are. Okay. I mean, these colors are kind of masquerade colors, right? So we're looking for the Fremen. They're calling this place a siege. Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay. Discover what lies within. Alright, we'll try and look around as thoroughly as possible. Something up here, perhaps? Not too much. Just trying to see if I can find any enemies from a distance and just snipe them out. Yeah, curious to see what that is there in the center. Okay, I'm not really seeing anything exciting, but let's take a look at what this is. Area is occupied. Come back later. What? What does that even mean? Are we saying that only one player can access this place at any given time, or... Okay. Maybe that is the case. Which is a little bit of a shame. That's fine. I've got other ideas anyway for what we can do for the rest of the episode. So, as I said, I do want to visit Arrakeen. So, I'll see you guys when we actually get there. Okay, we are back in Arrakeen and back in the bar area. I forget what the name of this bar is, actually. The Salison Bull. And I think the guy should be around here somewhere. I didn't notice that there was stuff going on here. A lot of people just drowning their sorrows. Can understand why. Being in this desert hellhole. Hellhole for some, I suppose. But yeah, it should be this guy here, right? I think we've spoken to them before.
I calculated you returning a half hour ago.
I'm looking to continue my Mentat training.
Promise? Very promising. Your deduction that I can offer this training is accurate. I compute your mind is ready for the rigors of my craft.
Then let's begin.
Hasty! Too hasty! You must analyze yourself. You must see yourself as you would any stream of data. Solve the computation that is you. focus. A time comes when the Proto-Mentat must learn what is being done. It may no longer be done to them. That time is now. The Mentat has to share in the choice of whether to continue or abandon the training. Only the potential Mentat can know. Take a moment.
I'm ready. I suppose you want something in return?
I require assistance. I was cast out by those whom I served. I was cast out by everyone.
So I feel like every single trainer that we've been dealing with so far have been, running away from something, cast out, so to speak, from an order of some kind, like even the Bene Gesserit that we dealt with. The Trooper, slightly different, because the Trooper was essentially booted out because of their addiction. The Swordmaster, I guess maybe betrayed, last of his kind of thing. A Mentat without a noble patron is a strange thing.
Correct, but not pertinent to the task. Stay focused. The past is irrelevant. The present is the thing. Pathways to the future are the thing. I bide my time in these streets and back alleys. The criminal underworld is a series of equations, like anything else. Applying my superior Mentat skills serves me well in this place. My syndicate grows, however. A rival, the Mobula gang, is causing problems. It's contaminating my equations.
Okay. So he's leading some kind of a syndicate. I wouldn't have guessed, actually. Wouldn't have pinned him for a gang leader or a syndicate leader. What will you have me do?
Find members of the Mobula gang. Extract useful data. Cause them calamity in the proper proportions. A Mentat learns that every human is a series of relationships. Find out their connections.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
Remember, information is as important as injury. Once you know all the figures in someone's equation, you can solve them.
Alright. Calculated calamity. Interrogate the Mobula gang member at the anvil. Alright, so going back to the anvil, it seems. That's not really a difficult task at all. Okay, where is this guy that we need to speak to? Maybe this guy?
You again?
You're in the Mobula gang, aren't you?
What's it to you? Better yet, just keep walking.
I'm looking to question and then take out a Mobula gang member. Could be you.
You're welcome to try.
Or you could take this opportunity at an upward mobility.
What?
Point me to someone whose position you'd like to take when they're gone.
Well then, you want Starkey. Starkey knows more than I do. I'm just a grunt.
You'll be more than a grunt when Starkey's gone. Point him out on the sync chart for me.
You'll find Starkey here.
Para south of the rift, huh? Thank you for your cooperation. Okay, so let's try and find this Starkey fellow. And yeah, I'll try to take him out. I haven't forgotten about the trial though. I do want to check that out, but let's see. If this place isn't too far... Yeah, calculated calamity. It is actually near Riftwatch. Interrogate the second Mobula gang member. Alright. let's head there. It's not too far, so we may as well get that done now. Are they in Riftwatch? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe they are. In which case, I'd probably want to park this somewhere. Suppose I should be able to just leave it there for the time being. If a sandstorm comes through, though, we're going to want to dash back to it immediately. Oh, has he been captured or something? Or is it this guy?
Don't like your looks. Beat it.
Starkey, I presume?
How the hell do you know that name? Only fellow Mobula call me that, and you ain't Mobula.
Mobula. Okay, I've been calling them Mobula. Your friends sold you out. They said you're the man with the info.
I can't believe they gave me up. I've had it with this gang. Things turned sideways ever since we started associating with the slavers.
Tell me about the slavers, and I'll vanish like a bad dream.
Fine. I'm through with this street rat outfit. We made a deal at this slaver base. I'll give you the coordinates.
Very nice. Thank you. So... Mobula Gang's base. Just need to enter it and, I presume, kill everyone who's there. Or perhaps maybe kill a boss of some kind. Shouldn't really be too difficult. Slavers. That's maybe... yeah, in that direction? Getting a bit further away from... oh, is it a bit further away from where we want to be? I suppose it could take us in the same or similar direction. 2,000 meters in that direction. Shouldn't take too long to get there. Okay, I did hear quite a large sound. I'm not entirely sure what that was. Maybe another spice blowout somewhere. Yeah, I don't mind going to a spice blowout if it is not too far away from us, but that seemed a little bit far. Ah, okay, no, it's a destroyed ship. Still haven't been to one of those, actually, so maybe one of these days. Now, the only problem that I have with assaulting this base is I actually don't have a lot of space to work with for looting. And that's primarily because I did find some spice between cuts, so I've got a lot of spice on me at the moment. So do we have a couple of different objectives here? Yeah, we do. Growing pains. We may as well try to hit both of them. Got plenty of ammo. Yeah, getting a little bit of stutter here. It's not feeling as smooth. Nice. Yeah, these guys should be very, very weak. Shouldn't be difficult to deal with at all.
Need reinforcements!
I am trying to work my way towards the Regis sword as well, guys. Just seems like finding the Plastanium is taking longer than I initially thought it would. But I guess it's to be expected with this being the last tier. So let's investigate here. Scrolled notes. Went to talk to Gutha about the book in the testing station, even offered to pay for it. No dice. I think I'm going to take my leave here. I hear there are exciting opportunities in the deep desert. I'd rather face the worms than telling Dragomir I failed. Sorry to leave you with that particular bucket of Kulon waste. Okay, investigate the slaver base. That's growing pain done. But we do still have, obviously, our main objective here, so apparently it's down below. Search for information on the other bases. Ah, here we go. Okay, so there should be other bases around. I don't know if we need to find them before going back. I think so. Oh, we need to sabotage a generator in this area as well. This one, maybe? Anything else? Something else down here, it seems. Okay, how are we doing? Enter the Chattel Passage. Not entirely sure where that is exactly. Ah, okay. That's actually nearby, so why not? Let's try to get to that as well. If we can complete the Mentat quest line, that'd be really good as well, but I'm thinking this is not the only task that he'll have for us. We'll probably need to do even more after we return back to him, so we'll chip away at it. Ooh, yeah, I see another beacon up here. Let's see who this is. Is it the junk trader? No, someone else.
A stranger approaches from the wastes, but a familiar one. I've been watching you, though you haven't seen me. I may have work for one so dangerous.
The Desert Ghoul. And who are you moving about so mysteriously?
I buried my name long ago in a grave of anonymity. You may call me the Desert Ghoul.
Well, one thing that we do know is that she's a spice consumer. That title is a bit gaudy, a bit melodramatic, don't you think?
It's not for my own gratification. I find it a bit silly. But in my line of work, I've discovered simple, gaudy names cultivate the right reputation.
What is your line of work?
I am, by trade, an assassin. And what a time to have this profession. The War of Assassins makes contracts bountiful, bottomless even. I'm native to Arrakis. I am intimate with these dunes. I use that knowledge well. I avoid the entanglement of pledging to any one house and instead hunt in the deserts and far places.
Okay, tell me about these contracts.
I need the Desert Ghoul, personified by you, to visit the Upper Haga Rift and pay someone a terminal visit. A former CHOAM employee tried to leave the organization with stolen property. Few get away with such a thing. CHOAM pays people like us far too well.
Okay, well, leave it with me. So, I will try to do some of these quests and see where it takes me, but let's not focus on that for now. Let's just focus on trying to get this Mentat stuff done. Ooh, our engine is not looking too hot there. Yeah, looks like this is the right place. Let me just quickly do something about our engine though. So I should have what it takes for a quick repair. There we go. We probably need to replace it very soon.
You'll fetch a fine price.
Ah. Okay, got caught. Didn't realize they threw this grenade. That can be very brutal if you don't dodge it. Take the machinery. Goodness me. Missing a lot of those shots. My God. There we go. Okay. Find the Mobula Gang's Minimic film. Maybe upstairs. Hmm. I feel like if there's going to be a quest item, it'd be in here, but... maybe it's underneath, sorry. Yeah, there we go. Very nice. I love how the snipers are just like really unawares of what's going on around them. They're just too focused on looking far off in the distance, trying to deal with whatever's, you know, approaching. Oh, are these mines? They most certainly are. I think I'll exit from here. Actually, no, we're asked to stay. We need to sabotage a comms console. Shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, anything else over here? Okay, deliver the Minimic film to Zane in Arakeen. Very good. And I suppose he'll probably give us the next step in his request. Probably dealing more damage to even more enemies. But perhaps maybe all of the stuff that we've seen about sabotaging different components in bases all have to do with the Mentat questline. So we'll definitely do that. I'm not really that interested in going back to Arakeen just yet. I'm probably going to go back to the trial location, and I'll see if we can actually enter this time. Okay, things look a little bit different now. It was lit up before, and I guess that indicates if someone's actually in there. So let's actually do this. The carvings in the door depict a series of planets. A solido projection of a handprint flickers in front of the door. Place your hand on the projection. The whir of the machinery begins from the walls around the door.
We are the people of Misr. We have known flight and death. The young go on that our people shall not die. Where did our flight begin?
Oh, okay. I guess I'm being tested on my Fremen knowledge? Nilotic al-Aruba.
We grew soft, Wali. So God brought us the weight of kindliness to prepare for the typhoon. Name the planet where we lost our way.
Poratrin.
On our wanderings, we came to a planet devoid of gods, where war was constant and violence was religion. Have you learned its name, Wali?
Salusa Secundus?
We remember the slave cribs where we were held, weeded out, persecuted. Do you remember too, Wali?
Oh my god, this one... I'm not entirely sure. Rossak?
You have failed the proving, young Wali. Return to your seat.
Alright guys, so at this point I've decided to cut out quite a bit of the footage because I'm sort of just brute forcing a lot of my answers here. Hopefully this will be the final try that I need to do to try and actually get through.
We are the people of Misr. We have known flight and death. The young go on that our people shall not die. Where did our flight begin?
Nilotic al-Aruba.
We grew soft, Wali. So God brought us the weight of kindliness to prepare for the typhoon. Name the planet where we lost our way.
Poratrin.
On our wanderings, we came to a planet devoid of gods, where war was constant and violence was religion. Have you learned its name, Wally?
Salusa Secundus.
We remember the slave cribs where we were held, weeded out, persecuted. Do you remember too, Wally?
Bella Tegus.
The thread of the past was carried by word until we found the poison drug. One of the cursed planets was a blessing for our Sayadina.
Rossack.
So many planets across so many centuries. Our people broke apart, split, reformed. Some planets we barely remember at all.
Thurgod.
A long journey, young Wally. But we are almost home. Just one last place of suffering, where our children were taken and made slaves.
Harmonthep.
The time of Mihna has ended. Young Wali, pass within and seek your Ummah.
I am humbled.
The path of the Zensuni Exodus is rare and hidden knowledge. You are no Masquerade cultist. Who are you? What do you seek here?
Is she... I forget the name of the character in the movie. You have me at a disadvantage. Let's trade names first, then motivations.
I think not, since, as you so eloquently put it, I have you at a disadvantage. Tell me why you're here.
I'm looking for the Fremen.
That security door is encoded for Fremen biometrics. How did you bypass it?
I guess they were expecting me?
Perhaps we can help each other.
The door opened for me. You're the trespasser here. Why do I need you again?
I'm a scholar of Fremen social, cultural, and philosophical constructs, both past and present. They fascinate me. And I've studied the layout of this place. It's a death trap. Between the Masquerade trying to blow their way in and the structural damage left by the Sardaukar, the whole thing could come crashing down.
The moment demands cooperation. I have your back.
And I have yours. The name's Aerie.
Okay, not the same person. Who sent you? This all seems a little coincidental.
I serve no one. Let's say I'm something of a freebooting academic. And like you, my interests lie in discovering the true extent of the Fremen eradication. Or more to the point, discovering if that eradication even occurred.
Okay, so she's not even Fremen in that case. You're the great Fremen expert. Where are they?
South, maybe. Arrakis is a big place. And while we like to think we're at the center of all things, in relative terms, the sphere of Imperial influence is rather small. They could be anywhere beyond the deep desert or the Tanzaruft, as it's known to the Ikhwan Bedouin.
Shaddam says they're dead. Do you say different?
Not entirely. I'm sure the Sardaukar massacred them by the thousands. This siege bears evidence of that. But you're right. I don't believe the Imperial account, and I'm hoping the truth, or part of it, awaits us inside. If we survive.
If we survive, okay. So, are we expecting to have to fight stuff in here? Okay, she's just following us. Well, let's do some exploration. So if we do get attacked, I do have a bit of an issue here because I've got my shield almost running low on durability, so whatever it is that we're going to have to fight, if we do, hopefully it's not going to be too difficult. Let's examine.
It serves the Emperor to depict the Fremen as barbarous and savage, but look at their craft. I see the work of a socially and materially advanced people. A people with the innate practicality and good sense to worship a local and very available god. That's also, conveniently, an apex metapredator.
There's stuff below us as well. Let's not be too hasty. What do we have here? I will take all of that, except for maybe the metal salvage. I don't know if this is some kind of a door in front of us. Could be. If so, it's probably better if we just climb down first. Have a look around. Okay, there doesn't seem to be anything interesting down here. So let's climb back up. And yeah, let's check out this door. A little bit of ammo here.
This would have been the central water repository for the entire Siege community. The Fremen value water above any commodity. Feel the dampness in the air? The smell of wet stone? It reminds me of a special place, far away from here. To the Fremen, water is holy. Water is life. Consider the still suit, a design that's both a testament to Fremen ingenuity and a metaphor for their almost religious determination to never waste a drop.
Okay, right, I see. So this would have been full of water at one point or another when the Fremen was still here. grab all of this. Is there another room on the other side, perhaps? Yeah, I think there is.
Down here, water discipline would finally be relaxed. Visitors could shed their dusty still suits and find refreshment.
Yeah, it's very cool that we get to actually see what a siege looks like in a lot of detail. Was a big fan of the movies, but I feel like the movies didn't exactly explore Fremen life that much. Well, at least the recent movies. I can't really say too much about the very first one made about Dune. Yeah, it definitely has a lot of, you know, Middle Eastern sort of inspirations. Okay, got a big boulder here. Oh, which we can cut. Very convenient. Don't really need the granite though, so I'm just gonna let go of that. Okay, dead Fremen, maybe?
We'll probably find that a lot of corridors and subchambers are collapsed and impassable. Some would have been brought down by the Sardaukar to deny key areas and resources to any survivors. Others would have been brought down by the Fremen themselves, to crush the invading assault force or channel them to a kill zone.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure which way we should be going, but I'm keen on exploring the entire area, if possible.
The Fremen were known to keep large nests of scorpions in order to harvest their venom for blades. That's a door I don't want to open.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't want to open it either. Let's maybe go this way. Yeah, some of them decided to just like meditate until they just passed. Crazy. I mean, it's crazy that you could have that much discipline in a bad situation.
Weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Sandstorm. We should be protected from sandstorms, right? Otherwise, I can break out my my tent. This seems to lead upwards. I might come back for it. I wonder if I can drop my still tent down. If I do need to seek shelter. Whoa. Okay, was not expecting traps.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
I believe the siege power plant would probably be through there, and the air filtration systems beyond that. Many of these doors also led to exterior passages where the water keepers would have maintained external dew collectors and wind traps. An extensive and lossless pipe system would deliver the gathered water to various catch basins and cisterns throughout the siege. However, all water would eventually return to the main reservoir.
Okay. Despite everything we've seen so far, they do have quite a bit of high tech, don't they? And I feel like if the Fremen lived in, you know, these sorts of environments, they probably have, like, eyes that are really well adjusted to seeing in the dark.
Barracks were through here, I believe, and likely an armory. It's probably for the best that this way is impassable.
I mean, I wouldn't have minded, you know, taking a look at Fremen gear. Okay. I think that's it. Back we go. See if we can access those stairs. Yeah. Back this way. Let's just let go of the granite. Whoa.
Our first goal on Arrakis is grassland provinces. We will start with these mutated poverty grasses. When we have moisture locked in grasslands, we'll move on to start upland forests, then a few open bodies of water, small at first, and situated along lines of prevailing winds with wind-trap moisture precipitators spaced in the lines to recapture what the wind steals. We must create a true sirocco, a moist wind, but we will never get away from the necessity for wind traps. This ecological transformation of Arrakis relies upon us controlling 3% of the energy surface. Only 3% to start a self-sustaining system. Learn this lesson well. Our transformation begins in the plantations of the south and proceeds in simple steps to begin. Bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. Remember your lessons, and the door to the future will open.
Complete the ecology lesson. What? We interact with this at all? So there are 3 lessons. What happens if we interact here? Grass, planting, moon, mountain. I see. Okay. There are symbols here. There are 4 bunches of things, which I presume to be all of the seasons. And then maybe we need to sort of figure out which activities to place underneath each lesson. Okay, let me figure this out.
Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. Remember your lessons.
Okay, finally. That took me a while, guys, but finally got there. Right. So I had to listen to the lessons quite a few times and figure out which symbols meant what, and I needed to also figure out how to put them in the right order as well. So let's grab all of that, and what's going on here?
Now we come to the private living areas of the Siege proper. In a Siege community, the leader was known as the Nime, and the various Knives were often jealous of each other and liked to measure their relative influence by the number of hearths they commanded within their Siege. Siege Talab is a smaller Siege hosting roughly 500 hearths. Siege Tabor, by comparison, the community Pardo Kynes lived within, was said to host well over 2,000.
Okay, nothing else in there. Let's continue onwards.
This must be the Cavern of Council, the cultural and political heart of any Siege community. It's here that Siege dwellers would gather to hear a traveling crier regale the community with news from beyond. And up there, upon that great terrace extending over the room, is the reason we're here today.
Okay, so people would be seated all around this big circle in the center. I think we have like a miniature version shown here, but I think in the movies they had like a much bigger version of it. So I guess we need to get up there. There appears to be some rooms on that side as well. Let's have a look around. Okay, up this way. Whoa. Rotate the inner ring. Let's do it. Okay, another type of puzzle, I guess. Mechanism is misaligned. Okay. Right, that took a while as well. Let's see. Move closer. And, oh, okay. Here we go. Pour blood on the death still. Oh, okay. I see the blood actually flowing. There we go.
Greetings, and Sabakukwa. If you are watching this, I am likely dead or captured. I came to Siege Talab in the same condition you'll find it now. Abandoned and despoiled. I must have triggered some kind of hidden alarm, because the Sardaukar were at my heels before long. They found me. I haven't long, so listen well. I was brought to this planet, like you and many others, with one overriding directive: find the Fremen. But when I finally came face to face with my quarry, I did not find the villains as described by the Communinet or the Emperor. Instead, I found a noble people being drawn into a conspiracy not of their making. A conspiracy extending from the very heart of the Imperium to the dark corridors of... I have to go. They don't know where I am right now, but I can't risk them finding what I leave for you. I wish there was more time. I have much to tell you, but your mere presence in this secret chamber indicates that the ones who sent us will not stop until they achieve their aims. I have hidden the details of my journey on a mimetic film locked within the safe on the wall. As with the security door and the death still, our blood is the key. And now, I lead the Sardaukar as far from here as I may. Ma salam.
Okay, so we're not even the first to do all of this. I was kind of expecting to fight some Sardaukar or something. Ooh, I'll take all of this. I'll leave the blood sack though. Find the safe.
Tricky Fremen. I believe more than half the technology in this room violates the first 11 Butlerian prescriptions. Probably more. Thou shalt not make a machine in the likeness of a human mind. And while the Fremen are ingenious, this technology far exceeds their reach.
Okay. There we go.
Who are you really?
What do you mean?
This film is encrypted with a kind of protection I've only encountered in the restricted section at the Nemesine Library on Artesia. I believe that encryption was of Ixian origin.
So how do we decode it?
That's not good. We need an Ixian decoder to access whatever is on this, and I have access to the resources of a great house.
How do I know you won't just run off with that thing?
Don't be concerned. I'll reach out when I have more information. If we Atreides are known for anything, it's our stiff-necked honor. Besides, as a mystery, you rank right up there with this film. Parting with people is a sadness. A place is only a place.
Alright, so she's Atreides, it seems. Oh, okay. I thought she was just gonna leave, but... she's still here with us. I suppose she's going to leave as soon as we get out of this place, though. What about this one? Can we open this one? No. Alright. I fully expect there to be, like, Sardaukar waiting for us on the outside. Yeah. Okay, I feel like we're probably going to have to fight.
The Masquerade. Going to try to draw them off. I'll make contact when I have the film decrypted.
Infidels! The lightning worm cannot be deceived! You will pay for your desecration in blood! After them! Do not let them escape!
Okay, yeah, I thought it was the Sardaukar. My bad. I don't think this should be too much of a problem, though. Do prescience. Okay, are there, like, waves of these enemies, maybe? Okay. They all seem to just have some standard stuff, so I'll take the beer and the Solaris. I think I'll leave the rest. Alright, that was really, really good. Oh, actually, no, I can't go back through there. So, there must be another way out then. Maybe through here? Yeah, this was closed before. Wow. And we've got Ari's pistol. Don't know if that's any good, but considering how long this episode has been, I'm probably going to be taking a break here, guys. Thank you very much for watching along. Chuck us that like down below if you've enjoyed it. Stay true as usual. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.